but I don't think proportionally you're going to see anything like we just saw.
FBI has turned over a list to the Justice Department of the FBI agents who worked on the January 6 rioters cases. Are you planning to fire the FBI agents who worked on those investigations?
No, but I'll fire some of them because some of them were corrupt. I have no doubt about that. I got to know a lot about that business, that world. I got to know a lot about that world, and we had some corrupt agents, and those people are gone, or they will be gone, and it'll be done quickly and very surgically. Did you have a question for the Prime Minister? Talk up.
Are those the ones who worked on the January 6th?
I don't know. I know we have some that are very corrupt and we don't like it. We're going to bring back the reputation of the FBI. Kash Patel is going to do a great job. And we're going to bring back the reputation of the FBI, which has been hurt very badly. It's been devastated over the last 4 years. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Mr. Prime Minister, I have a question for you as well, but Mr. President, I'll start with you. Well, quickly to follow up on what Peter was asking, have you directed Elon Musk to review Pentagon spending, given it's the biggest discretionary spending
yes,
in the
I have
federal
Pentagon,
budget?
education, just about everything. We're going to go through everything, just as it was so bad with what we just went through with this horrible situation we just went through. And I guess 97% of the people have been dismissed. It was very, very unfortunate. You're not going to find anything like that, but you're going to find a lot. And I've instructed him to go check out education, to check out the Pentagon, which is the military. And, sadly, you'll find some things that are pretty bad. But I don't think proportionally you're going to see anything like we just saw.
Mr. President, do you have a reaction to the new Time magazine cover that has Elon Musk sitting behind your Resolute desk?
タイムマガジンにイーロン・マスクが大統領の机の後ろで座っている写真がありますけれども、それに関するコメントは何かありますか?
Is Time magazine still in business? I didn't even know that.
まだタイムマガジンは廃刊じゃないんですか?
Elon is doing a great job. He's finding tremendous fraud and corruption and waste. You see it with the USAID, but you're going to see it even more so with other agencies and other parts of government. He's got a staff that's fantastic. He's wanted to be able to do this for a long time, and everybody else knew it was existent, but I think never so much when you look at USAID. That's a fraud. The whole thing is a fraud. Very little being put to good use. Every single line that I look at in terms of events and transactions is either corrupt or ridiculous. And we're going to be doing that throughout government. And I think we're going to be very close to balancing budgets for the first time in many years. I think we're going to be very close to, in addition to monies coming in from tariffs, et cetera, et cetera. But no, he's doing a very good job. I'm very happy with him.
Will you put Elon Musk up on the podium for us to ask him some questions, Mr. President, at any point? Will you put Elon Musk up on the podium for us to ask him some questions?
Oh, sure. He'll be. He's not shy. Elon's not shy.
Any further?
Is there anything you've told Elon Musk he cannot touch?
Well, we haven't discussed that much. I'll tell him to go here, go there. He does it. He's got a very capable group of people. Very, very capable. They know what they're doing. They'll ask questions, and they'll see immediately as somebody gets tongue-tied that they're either crooked or don't know what they're doing. We have very smart people going in. So I've instructed him go into education, go into military, go into other things as we go along. And they're finding massive amounts of fraud, abuse, waste, all of these things. So, but I will pick out a target and I say go in. There could be areas that we won't, but I think everything's fertile. You know, we're a government. We have to be open. And as an open government, I don't know, I guess you could say maybe some high intelligence or something. And I'll do that myself if I have to. But generally speaking, I'll just say go. But he will be looking at education pretty quickly, and he will be looking at military too.
You know, the bulk of federal spending is Social Security, Medicare, programs like that. Would you like to see him look at those programs as well?
Well, they don't really have to be looked at by him. They can be looked at by us. Social Security will not be touched. It'll only be strengthened. We have illegal immigrants on Social Security, and we're going to find out who they are and take them out. We have illegal immigrants in other Medicare. We found a lot of bad people, a lot of people that shouldn't be on, that were put on through California. A lot of them come out of California. We're not going to stand for that. So we're going to strengthen our Social Security, etc. We're not going to touch it other than to make it stronger. But we have people that shouldn't be on, and those people we have to weed out. Most of them, or many of them so far, have been illegal immigrants. They shouldn't even be in the country.
Do you want to talk about the Time magazine cover?
So good.
It's so good. I love the detail, well, all of it, but the detail of Elon Musk holding the paper coffee cup. But, you know, why are we making a thing of this? Because we know Donald Trump loves Time magazine so much, loved being on the cover, loved being the person of the year again. And the idea that this person is getting this kind of attention, you know, you would think on its face he would be upset about. I was told by somebody close to him this morning that we're all getting it wrong and that he loves the fact that he can be the sort of the superhero in the eyes of Trump world, and that Elon Musk can be the ultimate villain.
Right. I get that as a shield for a lot of the criticism. Perhaps it now goes to Elon Musk, and so it's not coming to the president. I would say that is true until it's not. So we'll see. You know, Donald Trump took multiple occasions in front of the press today to say, Elon's only doing the things we agree with. You know, where we disagree, Elon's not going to be allowed to do those things, is basically what his message was on a couple of occasions this week, which indicates to me that, like, this is still a marriage figuring itself out. And if indeed there are too many Time covers, I don't know if that'll still be Donald Trump's perception that it's really ultimately a good thing.
The President of the United States, the Japanese Prime Minister, spoke to reporters in the Oval Office. Let's watch.
Mr. President, do you have a reaction to the new Time magazine cover that has Elon Musk sitting behind your Resolute desk?
タイムマガジンにイーロン・マスクが大統領の机の後ろで座っている写真がありますけども、それに関するコメントは何かありますか？
Is Time magazine still in business? I didn't even know that.
まだタイムマガジンは廃刊じゃないんですか？
Elon is doing a great job. He's finding tremendous fraud and corruption and waste. You see it with the USAID, but you're going to see it even more so with other agencies and other parts of government. He's got a staff that's fantastic. He's wanted to be able to do this for a long time, and everybody else knew it was existent, but I think never so much. When you look at USAID, that's a fraud. The whole thing is a fraud. Very little being put to good use. Every single line that I look at in terms of events and transactions is either corrupt or ridiculous. And we're going to be doing that throughout government. And I think we're going to be very close to balancing budgets for the first time in many years. I think we're going to be very close to, in addition to monies coming in from tariffs, et cetera, but you know, he's doing a very good job. I'm very happy with it.
Will you put Elon Musk up on the podium for us to ask him some questions, Mr. President, at any point? Will you put Elon Musk up on the podium for us to ask him some questions?
Oh, sure. He's not shy. Elon's not shy.
We've been watching President Trump take questions alongside the Japanese Prime Minister in the Oval Office. Heard a lot of different topics discussed, including and especially the President and Elon Musk's continued crusade to dismantle the USAID program, America's Soft Power program, which he says is full of corruption and says that there's nothing good in USAID. And Jeff Zeleny at the White House, I'm going to bring you in because it's important to do a fact check here. I don't think even the biggest supporters of USAID would argue that it's not worth looking into and making sure that if there is money that is being misspent or on fraudulent programs, that is worth looking into and doing away with. But totally wholesale gutting the program, which does a lot, not only a lot of good around the globe, but also helps some American industries, like, for example, $1.5 billion in agriculture products from the United States goes around the world as part of USAID. What else did you take away from that?
And Dana, that is just one of the many reality checks here of these vast and very quick changes that the president is making really across the government. They all have real life fallout and effects as he is hosting a parade of world leaders here. There are deep questions about not only soft power, but power and assistance in general. But just a few of the many headlines there as the president was in the Oval Office. Noted this is before a press conference he's going to have this afternoon. He was talking specifically about Gaza. He said there's no rush on Gaza. Of course, that was something that really shook the world when he said just a few nights ago here that the U.S. would own Gaza. He said there's no rush on Gaza. That underscores the fact that there really is no plan in place here. His administration has been scrambling to sort of catch up with his comments from earlier. He also talked about the trade imbalance with Japan. He threatened the idea of tariffs with Japan if the trade balance is not equalized. He talked about reciprocal tariffs for next week. But Dana, he also talked about that Elon Musk cover on Time magazine. He said, is Time magazine still in business? I think we both know that he, among many, know it is. Of course, he was Time's Man of the Year and was very proud of that fact.
And gave an
Dana?
extensive interview to Time magazine, I don't know, maybe a month, 2 months ago. Thank you so much, Jeff. There are a lot of important things, including the fact that he suggested that he might be welcoming the Ukrainian leader, Zelensky, perhaps next week. But I just quickly do want to talk about that reaction to the Elon Musk cover. His body language changed.
Not only the question about the cover, but also putting Elon Musk at the podium as well to potentially answer questions, which would move the spotlight as well to Elon Musk. It did seem like his body language changed a little bit, after that question. I'm looking forward to see if the White House.
So, folks, that was a disaster from Trump. Just an absolute disaster. I don't have much more to add. But you can clearly see that, one, the man is furious that Elon is taking the attention from him. And again, it's not even just that they disagree. I mean, that would be easy. That would be an easy explanation. Trump has this guy who's doing things that he disagrees with, and obviously that's going to create tension. That's what a normal president would have. You have somebody who you've delegated power to who's making decisions that you disagree with, and so you might remove them or push back or demote them or curtail their power. But it seems like with Trump, it's being driven entirely by ego, because he wants a lot of these things to happen. Although I will say he's furious because the way in which Elon is enacting the evil schemes is hurting them. It's the whole thing where some Republicans, when they said they opposed Trump, a lot of Republicans said, I don't want Trump to be the nominee in 2024. They felt because, one, he was a weaker candidate than some others would be. But they also thought, like, man, even if he wins, we've seen him in his first 4 years. We didn't get nearly as much evil as we wanted to get done because every week it was some BS scandal. And some dum-dum Donald delegated a task to, some dum-dum he put into his cabinet, couldn't even get the basics of the job done. So how are they going to do an effective evil scheme? And so Trump is losing his mind because Elon is not only taking the spotlight, but he's bringing new scandals along with it.